Hi lovelies, welcome to Managing My Money with Rosa. Today we are going to stuff my honey's check. That means today is cash envelopes, a little bit into my child's binder, and then a little bit into sinking funds and savings challenges. If you're new here, my name is Rosa. My channel is all about my personal budgeting journey. It is about how we stash our money, where we stash our money, why we stash our money. It is about investing. It is also about our debt pay down journey. If any of that is of interest to you and you have not already, please take a second, push subscribe down below. I'd really appreciate it. If you are a subscriber, thank you so much for coming back and spending a little bit more of your time with me. I can't tell you how much I appreciate it. And everyone, please take a second, smash that thumbs up button. All right, so cash envelopes. Some of these are for a 2-week period, some of these are not for a 2-week period. It just totally depends on what the purpose of the envelope is. If you're new here, you get to see a new envelope. You don't realize, that this is an envelope that doesn't always make it here. If you are returning, guess who didn't overspend and who can stuff her envelope? Yay! Fast food is one of those that sometimes we need to pull it before I'm able to make the video. Sometimes I can make the video before we need fast food cash. So we do fast food 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Though we are doing our best to follow the Dave Ramsey method of debt pay down and getting out of debt as fast as we can, and he says you should not see the inside of a restaurant, the reality is we are going to. So I figure I might as well budget for it. Some 2-week periods do really good. There's a little bit left over. Some 2-week periods we have nothing and I have to pull ahead of time. So it just depends on what's going on. We zeroed out this 2 weeks. Yay, means we didn't overspend, but we didn't underspend either. Just totally depends on what's going on in life as to how fast this envelope goes. Gas is for a 2-week period. I have to tell you, I am impressed. I have $15 in here. Now, last pay period, his last stuffing, I actually upped the gas budget. It had been 100. We were 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. We were very close to the line on that every single time. Sometimes we went over and I had to wait until he got paid again. We were just getting really close to not being able to take care of gas money every time we meet every 2 weeks. So I upped it to $110. Somehow we have 15 left over. Go us. I'm going to do something with this in a couple of minutes, but not right now. It's just going to kind of sit to the side. Groceries. The grocery store and I am really starting to dislike the grocery store. Just the way prices continuously go up and up and up and up and up. We currently put $300 to the side. I have a feeling that's going to have to be upped very soon because $300 just isn't cutting it for the grocery bill anymore. Yeah. I don't know about where you are, but groceries are outrageous. We also have a teenage boy in the house. If you have a teenage boy, you know all too well, or have had a teenage boy in the house, you know all too well that they eat. Holy cow, they eat. So groceries are a little expensive. Sometimes I misspell things and I just reuse the envelope because I'm cheap. Our youngest does get an allowance. It's not a lot. I say the same thing every 2 weeks. It's not a lot, but he doesn't do a lot. So he's up to $20 in here right now. This will end up going into either his money market, his checking account, his savings account, his CD, or he's starting to do some investing. So it'll go into some of those things. He just has to tell me what he wants to do with it. Paper products. So I keep paper products and toiletries separate from my groceries. If you've been around for a while, you know why. If you're new, I keep these two separate because years ago, I would go to the grocery. I'd come home, my honey'd go, Rosa, how much you spend in groceries? And I'd say $170. And he's like, oh my goodness. I says, well, not really $170. That doesn't include, I bought laundry detergent. I bought paper towels. I bought this or I bought that. And he's like, no, Rosa, I would just want to know how much did you spend in groceries? And I need to tell you that since I have pulled paper products and toiletries out, it amazes me how much better we do when we go grocery shopping. I make special trips for paper products. Don't judge me. One of my favorite places to shop for paper products actually is the Family Dollar and Dollar General, because did you know that every Saturday you can get a $5 off $25 coupon, guys? And they have digital coupons. So I bargain shop, and I do it that way. I go in, I spend my $25, I get my $5 off plus any other coupons, and I walk out the door with my merchandise. So that's where I get a lot of our paper products, just because it works for us and I'm saving a little bit of money while I'm doing it. So those are my paper products. Pet, it's going to get 10. We have a Chihuahua Dachshund mix, doesn't eat much. Well, that's a lie. She has moved to people food. I know, shame on us. My husband feeds her people food. She is now too snobby. She will not eat dog food. So this is for flea meds. This is for the vet. This is for the birds outside. This is for anything except for dog food. But I want to make sure I budget for it, so when I need to spend it, I have it. Our cash. So I recently, if you saw my pay my credit card last week, you know that I have overspent at Dunkin' like nobody's business. Nobody's business. I have overspent at Dunkin'. I, in hopes to change my ways, I'm going to start emptying out my cash envelope every 2 weeks, and just leave myself with a 20. When there's more in here, I feel that I can spend more on whatever it is that I want. And although we have the money to do that, I don't want to be spending $100 a month at Dunkin', and I'm creeping up really close on that, and that's just wrong. So we are going to make some changes, and I'm going to start to pull this, not this week because I'm still working on exactly what I'm going to do with it, but I will end up starting to pull what's left over in here. And the last of our cash envelopes are toiletries, 15. I am a coupon shopper. Walgreens and I are BFFs when it comes to toiletries. I go in there and I sale shop. I haven't needed to go get toiletries in a while. Why? Because when I sale shop, and I do lots and lots and lots of it. So right now we have lots and lots of money in the toiletries envelope, but when we run out of something, I know that I can start to coupon and do that again, and I don't have to worry that there's cash for that. So those are our toiletries, and those are all of our cash envelopes. My honey's check, this is a priority for us to get money into all of these. Everything else that we put money into is essentially extra. So let's set those back to all the way back there. After we do our cash envelopes, we then have a set of high priority envelopes. This week, with spending money needing to be increased, with gas increasing, and with a couple of other things that we've determined are priorities, there was not as much left over to play around with. There are some things that I'm willing to take off when it comes to budgeting. There are some things that are non-negotiables. They are going to get stuffed. Debt pay down, although we are on a debt pay down journey, it was a pass this week. Just needed to take, I usually take $5, $10, $15 from his check. That needed to go to something else, so that's what it did. So no debt pay down, even though this is a priority. But when it comes to paying down our debt, that's mostly my check that takes care of it, and his is just a little bit extra. So it's okay that nothing's really going into it. Emergencies, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We do put money into emergencies. We do have our $1,000 for emergency fund already set, ready to go. It's not an issue. I said add, we're gonna add 3 this time. So 108 was what should be in here. We do have our 1 month or our $1,000 emergency fund that Dave Ramsey says we should have. And then for those things that are, oh crap, things that I don't want to pull, and I don't think really we need to pull that money out of emergency, we have an oh crap right now emergencies fund. So this is $108. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 100, 5, 6, 7, 108. And that's what this emergencies is for. And then I'm slowly, and I do mean slowly, saving up for an emergency savings challenge, which will, the nickel challenge, which I'll talk about that in a second. So we're just going to kind of set that $2 to the side, but I know where that's going to go in a minute. Birthday comes out of my check, so that's not anything his. Medical, nothing, sometimes money comes out of his, sometimes it doesn't. Savings, I'm not exactly certain what I was thinking. For some reason I transferred it from one bank to the next instead of cash stuffing, but that's okay. It usually comes out of his. And tag renewal is a priority as well, but that also is budgeted inside of my check. So those are all of our priorities. Excuse me. So let's come talk about my binder. I am cheap. Some of you call me frugal, some of you call me resourceful. I absolutely love all of those names, but I'm going to be real. I personally am, I'm just like cheap. And I have made the majority of my envelopes. If I haven't made my envelope, I have purchased, or not purchased, I got a free downloads from the Budget Mom. That's what these are. So any of the cute ones that you see in here are Budget Mom envelopes that I printed. We do have, I like to print things, I like to make things, so having ink on hand is always a must for us. But I bought my first binder probably close to a year ago, and then I dedicated it to my youngest. Again, I'm cheap, frugal, whatever you want to call it. I made dashboards for his binder as well. So these are all things that relate to our youngest child. So we are working on saving up a car for him, which takes a good chunk of my honey's what's left over after everything gets stuffed from my honey's check, because we are slowly but intentionally trying to build up how much is in here. So we should have $18.50 when this is all said and done. All right, we've got some money in the bank and we have some cash, it just depends. And then I have a CD that is getting ready to mature. About a year ago, he and I talked about it. We knew that the $500 that was in here wasn't going to be needed for at least a year. So we dropped it into a CD and we earned roughly 5% interest on it, which isn't bad. So 10, 15, 16, 165, 17, 18, that's 1800, 20, 40, 50, 1850, it matches, yay! All right, and then we have school. It's gonna get $5. I'm not gonna do lunch account. I think I just got you up to 20. I did. Orienteering is coming out of something else. Dances and proms got bumped to 0 because I was finally able to pay back the extra 50. He had invited someone to a school dance, so we're going to add 5 here, which will bring us up to 5. I know that I'm going to need money for homecoming, and I'm also going to need money for the military ball next year if he continues in ROTC, so I need to start working on saving that up and get it over with. And then the last thing in here we're going to add is the back half of this binder is for my baby's senior year, things that we will need, and we're going to put $5 in it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is something that I will do in another video where I stuff it. So we just kind of put that in there. And that's all that's going into his binder right now. Not a whole lot, but again, there wasn't a whole lot of money left over. And with us putting $50 intentionally into a car for him, it kind of takes away from being able to stuff other things in his binder. So then up next, we're going to focus on savings challenges. Guys, that's where the rest of our money is going, is into savings challenges. There really is not a lot left over. Let's see. So first, we're going to start with my nickel challenge. My nickel challenge is my emergency. This is going to get an extra $2. That's where that's going. Nothing is going into my home improvement. I do have a yearly challenge. This yearly challenge is currently working on paying for Christmas. So we're going to put $25 in there. We are trying to save 2024 and 2024. So this is a non-negotiable, needs to get its money so that we can pay for Christmas. And then we have a holiday challenge, which is for whatever the next upcoming holiday is. So we're going to put $10 into there. And then the last challenge we're going to put money into, yes, I'm cheap. I even reuse envelopes. I made a new set of this gray, pink, and peach color. And when I did, this was an older envelope, and I didn't realize that I could have just reused it. So anyways, that's where that is. And then the last bit of money over here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is going into my 1 month ahead, which I just recently stuffed on Saturday. That video posted on Saturday. So that's getting us ready for the next time that we go to step our 1 month ahead challenge. And that essentially is everything from his check. And you're going, but Rosa, wait, you have $15 over there. I do have $15 over here. If you remember, this $15 came out of my gas money. I, a while back, saw a budgeter who had her gas budget, and she, every time she went to restuff her gas envelope, instead of leaving the cash that was in here, she actually budgeted it and put it in her car maintenance envelope. And I was like, holy crap, that is like a genius idea. So I've stolen that idea. If there's money left over and I know that I don't need to pay the credit card with it, I take my leftover gas money and I put it towards car maintenance. So car maintenance should have been a priority for me. It wasn't. I don't know what my brain was thinking, but it wasn't. But by doing this, it helps build my car maintenance fund. It also kind of encourages me not to overspend in the gas department, so that I can put money in here. So 182 and 115 is 197. 1015. All right, 197, 10, 12, 14, 16, 17, 18, 19, 95, 96, 97. But my car maintenance actually got money and it wasn't budgeted to. So I love that process. I totally stole it. I'm going to be honest, I don't remember who said it. Otherwise, I would totally give her credit. But that's how we put extra money towards our car maintenance. So just an idea. All right, guys, and that is everything from my honey's budget, or everything from my honey's check. Let me write in my journal that it has been stuffed. If you have any questions or just want to say hey, drop it in chat below. I hope you have a great day. Bye, guys.